Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making breakfast eggs. Yes, so we're gonna get right into it because it's quick and simple. We're gonna take 2 fresh eggs, crack them, and place them into a small to medium mixing bowl. Okay, so after we crack the eggs into the mixing bowl, we're going to remove the white stringy substance that's inside of the egg. Now, I'm removing it because that's what I've always done. It's just habit now. My grandmother always removed it, my mom always removed it. Upon research, though, I realized that the white substance is actually called a chalasa or chalasa, however you want to pronounce it, and it's actually safe to eat. The chalasa basically um, tells you the freshness of the egg. Okay, the presence of it lets you know how fresh the egg is. So if you don't see it, that means the egg is pretty old or stale. You can choose to leave it in, you can choose to take it out. It's really personal preference. I'm removing it, and then I'm going to grab a fork and beat the eggs. Now, you don't want to overbeat the eggs. You just want to mix it enough to where the texture is consistent and there's a consistent golden yellow color. Okay, so after you do that, you can add your ingredients, whether it's salt, pepper, onions, tomatoes, whatever you would like in your eggs. For the purposes of this video, though, I just added cheese. Alright, so now that that's mixed together, we are going to go to our next step, which is to heat the skillet and cook our eggs. Alright, so eggs cook pretty quickly. They normally cook on a pretty high temperature. I'm going to place the temperature in between high and medium, and we're going to go ahead and add the butter and get that good and melted. You can add a teaspoon, you can add a teaspoon and a half. I tend to like my eggs a little buttery, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, now we're going to make sure it gets nice and melted. You'll know when it's ready because the butter should be sizzling. You don't want to over melt the butter to where it's burnt, and then that will result in brown eggs. So you just want to get it melted enough to where it's sizzling, but it still holds its yellow color. When it's ready, you're going to go ahead and pour the egg batter into the frying pan, and you're going to begin cooking. And really, eggs basically cook themselves. Now, you want to move the spatula around, and you want to move it pretty often because you don't want the eggs to just sit in one place and get brown on the bottom. So we're going to just push and pull to give it like that folded kind of texture. If you want scrambled eggs, you can do the motions that I'm doing with the eggs, and at the end you can just kind of chop the eggs up into little bitty pieces if you want scrambled eggs. But I tend to like my eggs just like this, just folded and consistent. Now again, eggs cook pretty quickly, so at a certain point you're going to want to turn down the temperature just a little bit. So here I'm turning it down between medium and low, just because the eggs are pretty much done. I just want to make sure all the batter, the liquid, has absorbed. Some people like their eggs a little runny, but it's really personal preference again. Okay, and after all of that is done, you're going to turn it down all the way to low if you want it to cook a little bit more, or you can just turn it off and let it sit on the eye of the stove. And there you have it, perfect eggs. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching.